Hi everyone, what's up? Welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're visiting my channel for the very first time, hi, my name is Emma Kamau. I'm a YouTuber based in Zambia and I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. For all my returning subscribers and viewers, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching yet another one of my videos. I love and I appreciate you so much. And if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I do create some great content if I do say so myself, and I would love to have you be part of our family. In today's video, as you've seen from the title, I'm talking about some important factors that we need to know if you're in your 20s. So if you know me and you've been following this channel for a while, I'm kind of in that stage of self-development, being very intentional with everything that I do and say. And part of this process has been indulging in content, similar videos like this one, of just seeing mistakes of people who, inspire me, and all that good stuff, and just looking back at their regrets and their mistakes that they've made in the past, like in their 20s. And I'm just here to kind of share some of them with you. Granted, there's so many things that I've learned, but I could only put so much into one video. So if you enjoy everything that I'm going to talk about today, please do let me know and I'll definitely make a part 2. So like I said, I've watched so many of these videos and these are like the common tips that I've seen from a lot of people who are past their 20s, but these are the most common from all of them. In a nutshell, they usually talk about similar things. I figured it would be a best time to talk about this now whilst you're in your 20s. I feel like the idea of people sharing those videos are so to teach people who are currently in their 20s to avoid them making the same mistakes. So I'm just here to overemphasize what's already been said and just give my own spin to it in a way. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today's video, and I hope you enjoy it and I hope you watch it to the end. And without further ado, let's start. The first thing that we should be really intentional about in our 20s is understanding the importance of putting God first. I feel like we live in a day and age where we're so consumed and worried about the wrong things, and where our attention is focused on a million different things at once. As a millennial, I can tell from personal experience, I see so many people doing so many things with their lives, and this one is graduating, and this one is starting a business, and this one has this great job, this one is moving out, this one is doing what. We get so consumed with everything that's going on in life that we just forget to talk to God. We just forget to talk to God and have Him lead us. I feel like when I talk about it, giving myself as an example, because I can only speak for myself, being a young entrepreneur, I had different things to think about constantly every single day, and I still do. Every single day I have to think of how I'm going to do this, or how I'm going to do that, or how I'm going to do that, and everything was just so overwhelming and so tiring for me, to a point where I was just so burnt out. And in that time frame, it's almost like I forgot how freeing it is to just put everything in God's hands and not carry that responsibility on your own. And I feel like we forget that. We think we can do it on our own. We think we have to do it on our own because nobody's got our backs. But the only thing that God wants every single time, all He wants is just to be there for you. And all He's waiting for you to do is just call on Him and tell Him that you're ready to talk to Him. Tell Him that you're ready to give Him all your stress, your pressures, your everything. And He's going to do it, and everything else will fall into place. So let's not neglect the importance of having that relationship with God, that starting and ending and in between with God always. So that's an important thing that we should always be intentional about and remember in our 20s. The second factor is to choose your friends wisely. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, we've heard this so many times. Show me your friends or show you your future. We've heard, oh, friends this, friends that, friends that. And it's true. We have heard that information so many times at this point. But the biggest question is, what are you actually doing about all these things that you've actually heard? Are you actually intentionally picking your friends one by one and seeing if they're worth being in your life right now or not? I'll give myself as an example again. I had friends for the longest time, and it reached a point where I knew that the friendship wasn't really benefiting, and we were in different points in our lives, but I held on to that friendship just because I had been friends with them for 10 plus years. And don't get me wrong, outgrowing a friendship doesn't mean that those friends are bad people. And I think that's one thing that I didn't quite grasp and understand. I thought that if I chose not to be friends with them anymore, it's because I think they're bad people. That's not the case. It doesn't mean they're bad people. People come into your lives for a certain season. You know, they're there to teach you a lesson that you did not prior to meeting them. And I feel like when you're in your 20s is the best time to choose friends that are actually helping you grow, because these are the hardest, questionably the hardest years of your life. You need people who will build, uplift, encourage, motivate you, and lead you and drive you to the right direction. Because yeah, we hear that, oh, birds of the same feathers, da 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 da, and we kind of just brush it off to it being a quote, but it is what it is, you guys. And our friends actually do shape our character and how we're perceived in the world. So just don't say, oh, I've heard that quote, oh, friends this, oh, we've heard this before, Emma. Actually do something about it. Take a deep dive into your life. Take that minute, take a deep dive into your life and the people who surround you, and you'll honestly be able to tell who's feeding you and helping you grow into the person you want to be, and who's holding you back. And just because they're holding you back, again, doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that their chapter is done, and actually do something about it. Don't identify like, this is just like, you know, this is my friend, but all she does is just club, da 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 da, and she doesn't benefit me, but I'll just keep her around. There's no point. There is no point. If you're on different stages and you're not feeding each other and growing together, it's okay to outgrow a friendship. Do something about it. Be intentional about it and make those changes now, and you don't want to regret later, like feeding all your time, your energy into spending time with people that you don't even want to be around in the first place in the name of time or whatever it might be. Just let go. Let it go. The third thing that I think is very important for us to talk about is to understand the fact that everything that happens to us is good. I feel like whenever anything bad is happening to a lot of us, we kind of think, why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. I'm a hardworking person. I worked hard in school. Why don't I have the job? You know, I'm doing my best. Why aren't I getting the promotion at work? Why isn't like my business going the way I want it to be? And we just like think that's all negative. Hard times build character. How you get through those difficult situations determines the kind of person you're going to be. So whenever you're faced with an obstacle or a challenge or whatever it might be, whenever you're in a situation that you're not happy with it, handle it with grace. That builds character. That builds a lesson. You know, it strengthens you as a person. I always used to think like, you know, when things aren't going my way, like life is just so unfair to me. And then there are times where I wake up and the problem that was there in the past is no longer there. And I'm actually quite proud of myself. I'm like, I got myself out of that situation, you know, and I'm proud that I've gotten myself out of the situation, even if at the time it seemed like the most impossible thing in the world. You know what I mean? All these challenges, bad things that happen to us aren't actually bad things. They're learning opportunities. Let's take what we have to learn. Let's not repeat the same mistakes. Let's not put ourselves in that position again. Let's take what we have to take from that particular experience, learn, grow, and move on. Don't dwell in negative things thinking that your life is supposed to be this whole negative da 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 da, and just sitting in self-pity. Changes nothing. Changes absolutely nothing. So everything that happens to us, whether you feel is good or bad, is good. The next thing that I feel we should always be conscious of is we should always know this. It doesn't matter. There's this quote that I watched in a video where it said, it doesn't matter what people are doing. All that matters is who you are and how far you have traveled. And you always need to remember that comparison is the thief of joy. I know it's hard. I know it's hard not to sit and compare yourself to people, to compare yourself to your peers or your friends or whatever, your colleagues, whatever it may be. It's difficult to see somebody have it like, you know, make it seem like they have it so easy. You know, they're 21 and they've bought a car, you know, they're living alone, they're doing so many things, and you're here pushing yourself, working hard every single day, and you don't have what they have. Please do not compare your journey to others. Please do not compare your journey to others. You are different. You are structured differently. Your journey is unique, and embrace that. Don't let what's happening in the lives of other people take over what's going on in yours. You lose distraction, making other people the main character in your life, and you're not worried about yourself. Don't compare yourselves to others. Everybody is going through something, first of all. Nobody has it easy. And also, your journey is yours for a reason. Embrace it, understand it, and do not think that your life isn't as good as the next person, because that's just not it. Yours is different, yours is special, yours is unique. Hold on to that for dear life, and do not compare yourself to anybody else, because you are perfect in your own right. The next thing I feel is very important that we need to understand in our 20s is that we need to understand the fact that there's a big difference between being busy and being productive. I feel like, we see these people running around 99 jobs doing 100 different things at once, and we're looking at them like, oh, that's a badass. That person is doing it. They're attending meetings every day. They're doing this every day. It doesn't equal being productive. The same concept applies to studying. You find this person has highlighters and a special book for this and a special that, and they've got like 100 different journals that they refer to. Tone it down. Tone it down. Tone it down. Being busy doesn't always equal being productive. Understand where to place your energy on the things that are actually going to yield the most results. Okay, be very intentional, and that's a very good word that I can use. Be very intentional in what you do. Really analyze every single one of your movements. The most successful people in this world, let me tell you that from what I've noticed, the most successful people in this world don't do too much. They don't break their backs too much. They delegate. They understand the importance of delegating, so that way they free their mind to either create different ideas, develop themselves and their brain and how they think and how they view life. You will not be able to have room for growth and self-development if your brain is constantly consumed with 110 different things that you have to do in one day. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Pick where your energy should be. Okay? Be careful where you're placing your energy, and that's how you will find success. The last and final thing that I would like to talk about, and that I feel is very important for us to understand in our 20s, is that the kindest person in the room always wins. I'm going to give you a personal example of myself again. When I was starting off my entrepreneurship journey, I was quite young, and I felt a lot of people weren't taking me seriously. So because of that, I built like this wall in front of me, where I had to come off as strong, powerful. I'm not approachable. I'm like, if you come to me, you mean business, you're serious. And to be honest with you, I would be like that to the outside, but when a client actually came to me for whatever it is that they were doing, I would talk and I would converse with them. And what I heard, or what I managed to understand for my long-lasting clients, they would always say, you are kind. They would tell me that, like, you are kind, you're welcoming, you care for how I am feeling about your product and whatnot. Your genuine kindness and how much you actually care for me is what brings me back to either buy from you or take a service from you. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I heard it once or twice, and I'd be like, okay, system. But I would hear it so many times, and it just made me realize, respect is earned. I could come here and I would want to be the toughest, badass person in the room, but if I haven't earned your respect, you're not going to give it to me anyway. So I just decided to just break down that wall, and it was very difficult to do because it took me time to build that wall in the first place. So breaking it down, I'd find myself still being reserved, still being hidden, and coming off as this like unapproachable person. And I'm still struggling with that, but I've come to find that just letting people know me and my heart, and letting them know that I genuinely just care, has changed my dynamic, not only in business, but like even in my life in general. I'm not finding myself having to be one person, like this bubbly person that my family knows and joking and just laughing with them all the time, and having to be somebody else when I'm out there conducting business. I'm consistent through and through, and the kinder you are to people, the more genuine and great relationships that you build with people. So just be kind, treat people with respect, listen, learn. Not everything is a fight. We should always be willing to learn, and not everything is negative criticism. Some people just want to help you. So I embrace that. Be kind, be loving, be open, be willing to learn, and you will have like the most success, whether it comes in business or just living a free life, because you are one consistent person through and through, and you are you. With that being said, those are my 5-6 tips that we will talk about. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I obviously have a lot more that I would absolutely love to share, but we would be here for hours and hours. So if you want to hear more about, things I think are important for us to start establishing now in our 20s, is that I feel are very important, please do let me know in the comment section, and I will gladly gladly make another video for you. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end, and until my next video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.